Hello guys, hello and welcome. I'm feeling kind of like Ashley Davis from the Velocidrone community because of the welcome style in this tutorial. So greetings to him and whole Velocidrone community. And right now I will just show you how you can utilize software that I developed. Let's say it like this. For your own comfort, because I saw that many people were hyped about ability to flashing the nodes without touching the timer, and it's awesome, and we are working with devs, so it would be even easier. But right now I would like to show you another pieces of this software. So we are in the terminal output of the timer. It's connected to the internet. So I will open this software. And as you can see, we have this is the main menu, and point 2 is for people that performed the hardware mod. I won't talk anything about it because it has something is going on here maybe. And few people already performed this mod. It's working, it's fine, it's awesome, but I won't talk about it right now. I will talk to you about other cool features. So point 1 is for easy updating the server software. So as you can see here, our target or source is the master release of the software, and we are logged as user pi. So I will show you how it works. This is the server. Configuration file is important. Everything works fine. Release is 2.1.0. It was the last stable release. Everything works fine. So I will just hit Ctrl+C, and here in configuration file, I will show you later how it can be easier changed. But right now I will do it this way. Right now it was this previous, it was like this, and right now I change it to the master. Few another nice options. You can change debug mode to 1 if you want to evaluate the software or on Linux or on Windows. Pins assignment is only for people who performed update, hardware mode, and update without PDF. I think it's a nice feature. So when you will perform the self-update of this software, not the RotorHazard server update, but this piece of software, which I'm showing you right now, it won't download the PDF file because it weighs 2 times more than all another files. So I think it's not important. You can leave it to 1. Default is 1, but I changed it. I have changed it to default is 0, and I have changed it to 1. So I don't, because it's faster. Okay. Enough about it, and let's go again to this software. As you can see, it's master right now, and I will perform just update. Don't be scared about those yellow characters. It has nothing to do with this software or with RotorHazard. It's like because the Python 2.7 is obsolete now, and every piece of software will be translated to Python 3. RotorHazard in the future too, but right now we are working on 2.7. So it can take even 15 minutes if you haven't performed updates on your Raspberry, because not only server is updating, Raspberry Pi, Raspbian OS also, but I updated it lately, so it shouldn't, it won't take much. As you can see, everything works, no errors, only those yellow characters about Python. My requirements are up to date. Okay, so right now I will just again start the server. As you can see, configuration file was imported, so it was automatically pulled from from the previous version to this version. So don't worry, you won't have to again configure your software. And as you can see, we are on the master version. Master version is always the latest version of the software. If it's beta, it's beta. If it's developer version, it's developer version. So right now the master release is 2.2.0 dev 0, but it's untested. I encourage you to use stable version on your timer. Okay, so enough about it. So your config file, your database file, and even your custom bitmaps from image folder should stay on its place. I will show you the additional software because, the additional software point. So, okay, sometimes error occurs if you will just never mind, it's because I stopped the server running when it was booting. Okay, so I will go to additional features menu, and first 2 points are for people who performed the hardware mod on their timers, so it's nothing crucial, but if you want to make your Raspberry Pi a standalone access point, here's the option to do it semi-automatic. Because you will still have to take few actions in GUI, but it's easy, it's well explained. You just walk step by step, so you will read this, then hit W, then Raspberry will perform some downloads, then it will reboot, then you will enter point 3, then it will perform some actions, and it will reboot, and then you will hit X, and X. Why? Because here it's explained how you can still maintain internet connection and how to use Raspberry Pi as standalone access point. Why using Raspberry as standalone access point? Because there is no need to use external router. You can do it even after this mod, but it's easier. Important thing, I won't talk very much about it right now. You can ask me, and maybe I will make another video just about access point functionality. You still have ability to connect to Raspberry Pi via Wi-Fi. So there is like a backup option to connect, or people from the race can connect to it. It won't have very big range, but it's the backup option. Don't be scared. It's Wi-Fi, but it works on 2.4 band, so it won't interfere with your video transmitters, not more than your cell phone or something. Okay, so that's all. You can read those informations here. I made it so it will be easy to understand. If something goes terribly wrong during this process, you can just enter folder netap in same folder, or you can Google it or download from the GitHub or look at it on your phone, and there is the manual detailed explanation of all those processes, so don't be scared. It's really hard to mess it up. Okay, so right now I will just go back, and that's all about access point. I will show you aliases because it's kind of handy, because when you use Linux or or the Pi, you won't have to put all long commands like those, or even longer. Those commands can have even few lines. So, for example, if you want to start the server, you won't have to put all those commands. It's even with the shortcut. Or if you want to stop the RotorHazard service, or if you want to go to the RotorHazard folder, or if you want to configure your RotorHazard installation, you can just use those shortcuts. If you are first time in this piece of menu, you just hit this, but I already performed it, so this is the prompt. I won't force it because I already done it. I will show you how it works. When I'm just in the command line, I can just do it like this, and this software starts to running. I can put SS, not the nicest shortcut, but what do you do? And the server is starting. You can do it like this, and you will see the content of the configuration file of the software that we are talking. We'll change it to stable for later. Okay. You can enter CFG, and you will enter the configuration file of the RotorHazard server. You can put another interesting many things. I even do something like this because I don't like to use this sign because my keyboard is broken in this place, so I made some easy to use alias for that. There's RH to enter the RotorHazard folder, and I think it's very handy. So you can add those aliases automatically to your software. Okay, enough about it. I will run this software again, and another interesting point is, of course, if this is your first time, you can read it. I encourage you to read those descriptions. I will have to change the description of the stable version because I think it's not very accurate. It's just the most stable version. It can have few months, but right now it has a few days. So just pages to read, and I think interesting feature is self-updater, and it works that way. So first time when you enter this piece of menu, something else is shown here because you do it for the first time, and the updating process is planting in the software. Is also aliases has something to do with that, but it's just for the so you know. Right now I will just go back and reopen this piece of software, and as you can see, the version that we are using is 2.2.8.a. So I will perform the update. I'm lazy, so I'm using just UU. You can also use the longer version. And as you can see, we performed an update. So if nothing new is, if there was not no new releases since last time you updated, it will be the same. But as you can see, in my case, just to show you, it is. And here, as you can see, I was talking about it before. The PDF file was not downloaded because why downloading 20 pages of documents if you already are using this software, or if you are not interested in doing the software in the hardware mod right now. Okay, so that's all, guys. I think this video will have approximately 15 minutes. Its previous version have about 30, so it's the shorter version. You can treat it as a podcast if you don't like to watching terminal output. So in the summary, even if you haven't performed the hardware mode, I encourage you to use this software for your own comfort, not for my ego, but because of your comfort. You can perform the software updates. As you can see, I changed the source to stable, and here is stable version. You can use it to update the server. You can do it. You can use it to make your Raspberry as a standalone access point, so the router won't be needed. You will still maintain the ability to connect to the internet with some caveats. Everything is written under this point: aliases, like shortcuts, and updater of this piece of software. Code is much more polished than it was before. I broke down this one big file to a few smaller files, so it's easier to maintain, easier to understand. You can walk through this code if you want. If you have any suggestions, you can write me. If you have any questions, you can write me. You can make commits on GitHub if you think that you can do something more efficient than here. And I think that's also happy flying, and use this software because you will have more spare time. And thank you for that, and as it's stated here, happy flying. Bye bye, and have a nice Sunday.